I'm glad you like it, sweetheart. All right, we're going live. All right. Hi, Wine Girl. Hi, Cheech. Everybody. Whoa. That wasn't good. We don't want to do that. Let me flip that around. Guys don't need to see all that. Waving at all you. Let's get Cheech on here. All right. And we'll wait for Cheech. We're good on the tube of you. We're good on the faces. It's looking good, folks. It's Wednesday. It's hump day, which means it is time for the hashtag Quarantine Cantina. I am Fette SP from Allied Beverage. I am your manager of artistry and innovation. I have an action-packed episode ready to go for you today. We have a lot of fun stuff coming up this week and the weeks to come. The sun is shining and it's getting more beautiful out there every single day. Hey, we got Cheech out there. Is that it? You're killing my intro, man. In a second, I'm going to bring Cheech over here. Steve Cheech, okay? The Steven Cheech from Somerville, New Jersey, is going to come on in a second, talk to us about Cheech's own cold brew, what's going on there. He's going to help us mix up some Noble Oak whiskey cocktails. We might get Joe Gretkowski from Noble Oak to jump on, maybe. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, if you've been tuning in, thank you so much. Thank you for telling other people about this. And again, Wednesday through Friday, 4:30 to 5, we're going to be here. Hashtag Quarantine Cantina, showing you all the latest and the greatest things you can do at home to fill all of those cocktail needs during this time we're all stuck inside. Let's just do this here. If this is the first time here, we're going to do this for about a half an hour. We're going to make some drinks. We're going to talk to some of our friends. Later on, I'm going to post these recipes on my Instagram, on my Facebook. We're going to be putting some videos onto the YouTube. We'll be telling you more about Cheech and all his stuff. And without further ado, on Instagram there, I got Steve Cheech from Somerville. Steve Chiocci, I'm sorry. I keep calling him Steve Cheech. That's how I know him. Steve, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Can you hear me loud?
I got you.
All right, great.
Oh, wow. So you got the cold brew shop in Somerville, and it wasn't just a shop at the beginning. It was really just you guys making cold brew coffee, right?
Yeah, so I started making cold brew in my kitchen, actually, just for my own experimentations to try to get myself more caffeinated at home. And I wound up making some. I wanted to make it at its purest and highest level. So I had gotten some single origin organic coffee beans, and I bought some organic cotton steep bags, just kind of experimented at home, and then wound up sharing that with my friends, including you. I think you had some of those original mason jars at the bar when you worked at Verve.
That's right. I remember that.
And it wound up just becoming very popular. People wanted me to make batches for them, and I remember getting invited to the Craft Beer Festival here in New Jersey that's run by Mike Crosby, Project Pub and Tapestry, and that's kind of when it became real. And ever since that event, we've done hundreds of events and sold basically cold brew and a couple other products from that pop-up scenario, like a pop-up cafe. And what is that? It's been over a year and a half now. We have a brick and mortar retail location. We distribute all over New Jersey, New York, and we ship coffee all over the country.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll be putting Cheech's website and his Instagram stuff on the post when I put up the cocktails. He is doing online orders. If you're in the Somerville area, he's doing curbside pickup, I believe, right?
Yes.
All right, well then, let's get cracking here. I've known Cheech for a few years yet. He gave me one of his first batches to use for some cocktails while I worked at Verve. I actually competed in Iron Shaker that year, and I can officially say that your coffee is championship grade because it did bring me the W. I'm just saying.
Thank you. Yeah, we won as an ingredient 2 years in a row, I think.
That's right.
I don't know if it was 2 years in a row,
Absolutely, and that's what we're going to do today. So I told Cheech we're going to make 3, but you guys know me out there. I like to do a little bit extra. So we're actually going to crank up 4 cocktails. We're going to talk a little bit about Noble Oak and what they are so great about and why I love them so much. Again, I'm going to be talking more about Cheech as we are moving through this. I actually ordered 3 bags of coffee a few weeks ago. This is my last bag. It is that good, folks. All right, you can make it at home. He gives you the recipe for like the cold brew process as well as brewing in your own machine. But without further ado, there is a cocktail that Cheech and I did when he first opened up because he wanted to do cold brew mocktails. No alcohol, just use the cold brew instead, which was a very interesting subject at the time for me. I'm like, oh, cocktails with no booze. I'm not sure how this feels, but I played with it a little bit more. And one night, I ended up drinking about a whole bottle of cold brew concentrate, trying to figure out drinks, and I figured out a bunch of cool cocktails we can make. The problem was it was 10 o'clock at night. I just drank an entire bottle of concentrated cold brew, so I didn't sleep the next 2 days. So one of the cocktails we did was called the Continental, and this is a concept that I found actually researching some stuff for him and other projects. It's a blend of freshly pressed orange juice and espresso. All right, now with the cold brew concept, it still kind of applies. And what we did was we actually had fresh orange juice poured in. What was it, cold brew first, and then the OG, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We had cold brew over ice and then floated orange juice right on top of that. So we're actually going to change that a little bit today. We're going to be adding some of this Noble Oak bourbon. I like the guys at Noble Oak. These guys got started by Edrington. They're the same group that brought you Macallan, some of the best single malt scotches in the world. And they source their bourbon is a minimum of 1 year old in American oak barrels. And then they actually add Spanish sherry staves, and they go through this proprietary compression finishing process. Joe Grabkowski, thank you for that, which they're actually doing cycles of heat and pressure while the wood is in there, and it's kind of mimicking the process of the seasons, in which when it's a little bit colder, wood tightens up a little bit so the liquid retreats. When it's warmer, the wood opens up, liquid goes in. So to mimic that process of the liquid touching the oak, they do the pressurized system. It actually increases the flavor and the rate of the flavors coming in through there. So they're able to make a 1 year bourbon and really give it a lot of nice color to it. In addition, every bottle that is purchased, they plant a tree through the onetreeplanted.org, which is there to help preserve our majestic forests all over the entire world. All right, I'm gathered like a schoolgirl here. Let's make a cocktail, Cheech. To get started here, we're going to do our Noble Oak bourbon. We're going to do 1.5 ounces. Standard pour for this. Okay, and now I've got my fresh pressed orange juice. You don't have to use the fresh press, but I will say it does make a difference. All right, we have tried this. Cheech and I went back and forth on this. Fresh pressed orange juice is the way to go for this cocktail. It's a little weird. You're thinking coffee, orange juice. You have that at breakfast anyway. You're just putting it all in the same cup. You get that nice little jolt in the morning, and you get the little vitamin C to keep you going. All right, for this, we're going to be doing 3 ounces of our freshly pressed orange juice. Okay, now we're going to fill it up with ice. We're going to have the cold brew last because I want that cold brew to float right on top. I want to have that different layer. You can mix it up if you'd like. You can just add the cold brew. We're not shaking. We're not stirring. We're just tossing it in the glass today.
So we serve this at the shop as the Continental. Betty designed it, and it looks really nice. I feel like it sells itself when people see it on the pickup counter because it's two contrasted colors, and it kind of boggles your mind as to why it works because you don't usually put coffee and orange juice. You don't see that too often.
No.
But we have some people that are really fanatical about the drink. I look at it as you drink the coffee first, you get your caffeine, and then you finish it off with the orange juice for some vitamin C. So it's a really great seller at the shop.
Well, I'm glad that it's still working out for you. Trust me, I'm happy to hear that it's still a popular drink to be served. Well, with that, Cheech, we're going to raise a glass to you. We're going to raise a glass to everybody out there on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Thank you all for coming out.
The cat.
Yeah, that's my cat. That's Suki. She's like my barback / producer. It's a very weird relationship. She likes to hang out while I'm doing these. Okay, I hope you folks like that. Again, we're going to be posting these recipes later on. I'm going to be providing you links and all the access you need to get in touch with Cheech if you'd like to order some of his divine coffee. I've been watching these guys grow for the past few years. It's truly a rise to greatness story. I'm really excited to see what they've got coming up around the bend. I got a drink for you, Cheech. It's a kind of a twist on a mule. It's called the it's the Cheech and Stormy. To get started here, it's kind of a mix of a dark and stormy. So instead of using that rum as the top and the floater here, we're actually going to be using the cold brew as a floater, and we're going to be mixing this with the Noble Oak Rye whiskey. Okay. So to get started, we're going to do 1.5 ounces of our rye. Now, I told you that the bourbon was finished off with Spanish sherry staves, all right? Spanish sherry staves. If you like your Macallans, you like your dark stone fruits, you'll already know about Spanish sherry and the power that it has. When it comes to the rye, they're actually doing that same process of finding properly made staves, perfect first fill barrels, but they're doing it with portwood instead. So whereas you're getting like this nice little dried spice note on the bourbon, you're getting this nice full-bodied, luscious flavor profile from the rye with a little bit of that backup spice from the actual grain itself. Alrighty, and now we're gonna add ginger beer. I like to use Q ginger beer. I'm gonna add about a third of the way up the glass because again, we're gonna have a nice little layer effect. We want to give ourselves enough room for that beautiful cold brew. All right, I'm gonna fill this guy up with ice. Okay. And then I'm going to take my cold brew and I'm going to just carefully float this right on top.
Ginger beer and cold brew, yum.
Dude, the combinations we figured out with this stuff is amazing. And I'm using only one variety. I'm using the Nova. I'm using the Nova right now. But Cheech has a whole line of different types of coffees that they use. One second. He has a whole line of different flavors, and he's going to go into more depth as to different varietals and where they're coming from and how they're actually being processed. I believe transparency is the new goal in life here, Cheech. Am I right?
Yeah. So we're working on refreshing the brand, refreshing the way that we approach some of the things that we're distributing, and increasing the visibility and transparency to the consumer, so to our customers, and that's going to be coming in the next few months in the form of a lot of different things. We're getting some new packaging. We're changing the way that we pack and store and distribute the cold brew coffees, and you'll see at the cafe a lot of change on the menu as far as where things are coming from, what ingredients are in everything that we sell, and how we make everything to spec and why.
That's awesome. Now I'm excited to see what you guys are doing. Every year you grow a little bit more and you learn something new, and it's just really cool to be part of that process. So we're definitely happy about that. Let's make another cocktail here. You made a drink actually, and this is, I believe, your and Kyle's invention. It was like this cold brew lemonade mix.
Oh yeah, that was our first mocktail with the cold brew. So yeah, that one. I remember making that drink. Kyle and I we were trying to figure out a nice non-alcoholic, one step away from being an alcoholic beverage combination. And I remember sitting in his backyard in Bridgewater and just kind of experimenting with vodka and different clear spirits, adding in the cold brew, adding in fresh squeezed lemon juice, and using a natural sweetener like agave. And I remember the second that we tasted the version that we ran with, and it was one of our best-selling drinks at the farmers markets when we were out there.
That's awesome. No, it's a cool combination. I think it's on his website as well. It's a simple blend of agave nectar, fresh lemon juice, Cheech's cold brew concentrate, and some sparkling water. Of course, with the Quarantine Cantina, we're going to spice it up a little bit with some whiskey today. You're going to need your shaker for this one, folks. All right, to get started here, I'm going to do a 1/2 ounce of our agave syrup. Again, I take my agave nectar, I split it with equal parts hot water so it flows out of my squirt bottle a little bit easier, and also it lasts a little bit longer for you too. We're just going to do a 1/2 ounce, pop that in the tin there. And then we're going to freshly squeezed lemon juice. Again, if you're squeezing it at home, your juice is going to last you about 3 to 5 days, depending on if you strained out that pulp and if you are keeping it extra cold. If you do not have a fancy jigger, get that tablespoon out. By now, if you've been watching, you should have just ordered a jigger. There's tons of websites still shipping to people. Just get it done. We're going to do 3/4 ounce of lemon juice. And our whiskey is going to be the rye. We'll do 1.5 ounces. Okay. And then our cold brew, we'll do another 1.5 ounces. Okay. See, when I was mixing with the cold brew, you know, and it's actually really interesting why it works with the lemonade so well. And you really have to go back to the Arnold Palmer. It's that iced tea and that lemonade. And that tea, that black tea, has those tannins, has those bitter notes to it. So when you're putting cold brew coffee kind of has a little bit of bitterness. It's going to have a little bit of that citrus note. So it's perfectly interchangeable. Once you start treating something like a cold brew concentrate as a spirit, you can make some really tasty, delicious, non-alcoholic cocktails at home for yourself. We got our cold brew, we got our rye, we got our syrup, we've got our juice. We are ready to get the ball rolling here. Get some ice and shake it up. Yeah.
Once they tasted it, they were just surprised at how delicious it was.
Yeah, it really, I feel like the citrus and the other ingredients actually help unleash more of the flavors that are inherent in the coffee itself. It's kind of short and touch. Now, we're going to take this, and because we're going to be adding some club soda on top, we're going to do a quick shake. So I just want to do 3 seconds, and that's it. Okay, I'm going to get my club soda out. And I really just need a splash. I'm going to put it right in the tin. It's going to make mixing it together a little bit easier. And then I'm just going to strain it all over fresh ice. Yeah, baby. So what did you just call this, a cold brew lemonade?
Yeah, it was just a cold brew lemonade.
Nice. Well, folks, there you go. This is your cold brew lemonade with a kick here, using the Noble Oak Rye whiskey. Raise a glass if you got it. If not, maybe later on. Cheers to all of you. That's fun.
That's gonna be delicious.
That's a lot of fun. You know, when you're playing with whiskeys at home in your cocktails, you all understand that bourbons and ryes are not just going to be flavor different, it's also going to make your cocktails taste a little bit different. Ryes, younger ryes are going to be a little bit on the fruity, grainy side. Older ryes are going to be more spicy. Bourbons, when they're young, are going to be more grassy. As they get a little bit older in those berries, you're going to get more of that sweetness. You're going to get more of that woody spice out of there, too. So when you're making your cocktails, think about that spirit that you are using and try to add that kind of flavor profile to whatever you're making. It's as simple as that. What time in it here? We got 4:44 on 1 clock. Got 3 different clocks right now. They all say a different time. Oh, man. What are you doing to stay active in all this, Cheech? Are you like going out running or working out at home or?
Yeah, so I've worked from home for years, so this is not a big shock for me as far as my daily routine. I've always worked out from home, and I've been doing a lot of running, actually.
Nice.
Because it's kind of nice out, and that's what I was doing this summer and spring anyway. So I'm not really letting the quarantine aspect, prevent me from running and getting some fresh air.
Good. Yeah, you gotta take care of yourself.
What are you doing?
Me, I'm attempting to do 100 push-ups a day right now.
Really?
Yeah.
You're gonna be jacked.
I have. Trust me, I haven't hit it yet. I'm not even close to it.
What's your number now?
So far, the most I've done in one day has been 60.
60. That's pretty impressive, though. I know a lot of people that can't even do 15.
Yeah, and I was told that I was doing a push-up wrong, so I'm trying to do it the right way. So that's 60 proper push-ups now.
Elbows in more, right?
Elbows in. Now you don't want the boat out like that. You got to be in. You really work the biceps and the chest then.
Yep.
The lessons you learn. Oh, man. Yeah, remember that, folks. We're going to be posting these recipes later on online. I'll be putting out Cheech's information, Cheech's cold brew information up there if you want to order some coffee. He's still taking deliveries. Do you still have that 3-bag discount thing?
Yeah, so right now we have buy any 3 whole bean bags off of our website, and you use the discount code WHF, which stands for, WFH, which is work from home 20, and that'll deduct $10 off of the cart, and we're shipping right now within 24 hours, so
That's awesome. Yeah, you got to get on this. He's got still a bunch of the different varietals available online. This is a great coffee to jump into. All right, we got one more cocktail to do, and we're going to be using the bourbon. And I haven't used my other buddy in a while, my good friend Screwball. There is a cocktail I like to do. It is called a screw and a brew. And actually getting to use a product like Cheech's own cold brew just makes this drink that much better. Again, it goes back to the quality of the ingredients that you're using. It's like cooking. You put good stuff into the pot, something good is going to come out in the end. Same thing goes for your cocktails. Good starting whiskey, great mixing coffee, and a little highlight from something a little bit fun and a little bit funky. All right, for this, you're going to need a rocks glass. Standard size rocks glass is quite all right. This is going to be more of a dessert style drink. There's not going to be any citrus added to this one. It's going to be a combination of the Screwball, the Noble Oak Bourbon, the Cheech's Cold Brew, and then I'm going to be doing our cinnamon vanilla simple syrup, the cinnamon vanilla syrup. And this is going to be a shaken cocktail. So get your cocktail shaker out. And to get started here, we're going to do a ½ ounce of our cinnamon vanilla syrup. You have this at home still, that's great. It's still going to be good for you. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I will post this recipe later on for you. All good. Now we're going to do 2 ounces of cold brew. I figured you would like these guys, Cheech, because they got me with the whole one tree every bottle. So every time a bottle is purchased, all right, there is a link that goes to the One Tree Foundation, and they plant a tree for Noble Oak. So really, every bottle that you buy, you're just helping the environment that much more. All right, for that, we're going to do 3/4 of an ounce of Screwball, and then we'll do 1 ounce of our Noble Oak Bourbon.
So 2 ounces of cold brew is almost like ½ a cup of coffee.
Yep.
In caffeine content.
Okay.
So keep that in mind when you're drinking, at 12 a.m.
Yeah, the problem with your stuff is, man, it is so good. It goes down so easily. You realize later on, like, I just had 6 ounces of straight up caffeine.
Yeah, good luck getting to sleep.
All right, we're going to ice our rocks glass. We always want to strain over fresh ice. Cold cocktails are happy cocktails. And we'll ice up our tin and get this party rolling. Got it going, and there it is. Hey to everybody out there waving and all that kind of stuff. Mom, I love you too. All right, we got our shake on. Oh man, that smells good. And we're just going to strain that over fresh ice. So I practice social distancing. Okay, and then I like to put some fresh grated nutmeg on this, and we're going to let it snow. When you are doing nutmeg on a cocktail, get the fresh stuff. Don't get the ground stuff. Save that for your baking. Save that for your pie. Save that for your cooking. You want that fresh nutmeg on there because that's what's opening up all that spice. It's giving you extra aromatics. And right there, that is my screw and a brew from me to you. Cheech, out to you, man. Raise a glass if you got it. Did I tell you that I hate my job?
I love the cocktails.
Oh, I'm glad I do too, man.
These on our website as well.
Yes, I'll shoot you some pictures as well so you can post them. You will all have access later on. Wow, we actually finished 4 cocktails faster than I thought, so we've got some time. You got any questions for me, Cheech? Any issues you're coming up with over there?
Easy. I don't think so. I think, right now we actually had pulled most of our specialty drinks because access to fresh ingredients, handling fruits, stuff like that is just not ideal during the lockdown. But I think we should definitely do a collab for when we're go past this storm here and get another solid Fette lineup on the menu for spring and summer this year.
It would be my honor, Cheech. You know that.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, we're going to depart today. Cheech, I'm going to give you another farewell cheers here, man.
Cheers, buddy. Cheers. Love you.
Love you too, man. All right, good luck to you. Give my best to Kyle and everybody out there. Again, folks, I'll be posting more about Cheech later on.
Yeah.
He's got that coffee. He's got the bottles. We got the bags. It's got it all. Help your local businesses out, all right? Saying that, you should be helping out your local restaurants as well. To-goes are open. Curbside is a thing. Do your searches. Help somebody out each week, all right? Somerville, there's a lot of great restaurants. Verve, Tapestry, they're all doing to go and take out right now. Give them some orders, give them some love. To all of you out there on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, thank you so much for coming out to the hashtag Quarantine Cantina. I am Steve Fette from Allied Beverage. We have a lot of fun stuff coming up this week. Stay tuned to Cheech's Own out in Somerville. You guys have a great afternoon, all right? Bye-bye. Bye, Cheech.
Thanks, guys.
Dude, love you, man. Thank you.